Can I everyone time tonight? God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Richard Spiritual. We're going to give you word and a short news on tonight. And it's gonna be a child. It's gonna be a child with news. I hate to hear things about kids. Um Daycare owner, charged with murder after the child suspected fentanyl death. That's a drug they found in a baby. So the 36-year-old daycare owner, Mendez, was jailed on account of indifference and murder in addition to drug charges after the 1-year-old Nicholas, died from apparent fentanyl poisoning. Fentanyl is a drug that found under a trap door in New York daycare, where the infant was died had died. So they will still investigate this matter. The daycare center operator, and her tenant, were charged also with murder, in the death of this baby, 1 years old. 1 years old. Had just stopped going to this center, the center, and was exposed to this drug. Oh, oh Lord have mercy. Now some of this tragedy that happened, especially for a baby, that's still a baby, 1 years old. So I just want to give my condolences to the parent and to the family, you know, and when any daycare open, we need to have inspection done before opening for services. Also every 6 months, it should be inspection. No drug should not be in the daycare center unless you prescribe for it. Because the drugs were like hiding. They said it was like in a trap door. You know, so that kind of drug wasn't supposed to be in the house because that was poison. So oh, that's bad news right there. So for about 3 weeks, we've been talking about the power of prayer. The power of prayer. That's something we need in our daily life. We have to constantly keep on praying. You know, this widow here, she was persistent on praying. No matter how this judge kept on telling her no, she kept coming back, and every time she went home, she was praying to God. This the power of prayer. So we're gonna come from Luke chapter 18, 1 through 8. Now this story about being persistent in your prayer life. Never take no for answer. This widow never took no for answer. Keep pushing until you get a yes. Now Jesus had started out telling his disciples a parable of show them that they should always pray and not give up. Now Jesus told them, they ought to always pray and never lose heart. Because sometimes you can keep on praying for something. It never happened. You either gonna try to do it your way, or you either gonna stop praying to God. And that's what Sarah did. Sarah stopped praying to God. She was like, I keep on praying, I keep on praying. He said, I'm gonna be the mother of the nation, and I still don't have no child yet. So she stopped praying, but then she started taking matter into her own hands and made a mess of it. So Jesus told them they ought to always pray, and not lose heart. Now he said in a certain town, there was a judge, who neither feared God, nor care what people thought. Now there was a mean judge. Now he was just a judge. Now he didn't want to help nobody. He was supposed to help people, take people case, but he didn't want to help nobody. He didn't have no feeling for the people. He said he didn't fear God. Now this judge had no compassion, for no one. Don't want to take care of no one case. This judge neither fear God. Now, this what you call was a mean judge. You know, and there was a widow in that town along with him, who kept coming to him with a plea. Now she with her husband had died, so now she's trying to take care of matter, and try. And he the only person that she could go to take care of her problem. But he keep pushing her away and don't want to take care of her case. So this widow in the same time with him. So she keep on going to him to plead her case. Grant me justice. She said, grant me justice against my adversary. You know, this widow circumstance, that give increasing, intercede to the power. Now judges was bound to special attention. Now he was supposed to show special attention to any widow. He was supposed to give them special attention, but he didn't. He didn't at all. So the reason was, that someone was poor. Someone was liable to oppressed by those in power. So these are excuses that he used. Excuse me. Now this judge, kept telling her no. He kept telling her no. I saw the move. He'll give her the hand like this here, and she'll go away. But she'll come right back the next day. The judge kept telling her no, but she kept coming and coming, and she never had stopped. When he tell her no, she'll go home and pray to God. And then the next morning she'll come back. Now for some time, he refused her. But finally he said to himself, even though I don't fear God, now he talking to himself now. Now he tired of the lady keep on coming in. He said, "Oh, you bothering me. Since you bothering me, he talking to himself. He keep on refusing her. He said, but finally, he said to himself, even though I don't fear God, or care what people think. Now, this what you call me, but yet, because this widow keep bothering me. This widow, he said, this widow just keep on bothering me. And I will see that she get justice so that she won't eventually keep coming to her time. Now, he really don't want to help her. He only helping her because he don't want her to keep on coming by him. He a judge, but he said she is bothering me. So I don't understand how you're a judge and somebody coming to you with their case and you saying they bothering. So the widow eventually received justice, from this judge. From this judge. So though not because the judge care about her, and we know that, to doing what's right, we know that. He's not doing that either. He was simply tired. And he was simply tired. Now we know that part. Oh no, boy. Always, now this woman, this widow here, she wore him out. And that's what we got to do, y'all. We got to wear them out. They keep on giving us a no. We going to keep on going home and pray to God, and we going to keep on going back. That's just like if you filling out an application. They keep on telling you that, oh, we ain't got none. You just go home and pray, and you keep on going back. What they hold the application every 3 months. So every 3 months, you keep on going back. Eventually they're gonna get tired of keep seeing you. They're either gonna say stop coming here, or they're either gonna take your application, just like this judge did here. She wore him out. So eventually, he was like, okay, not because I care. Not because I want to take your case, just because you bothering me. Now, this a judge is talking like this. He's supposed to help everyone, and he really supposed to help this widow. any widow that's in Jerusalem, God people, you know, when they come to him, he's supposed to take care of them. you know. But she wore him down because she never stopped pursuing him. Even though he give her the hand, you know, and she walk away sad. She go home and pray to God, but she come right back the next day. And she kept doing it till she wore him out and he had no other choice. Okay, I'm about to give you justice because I see, I'm seeing that I'm tired. And you just keep on wearing me out. So she wore him down because she never stopped pursuing him. Now this widow was persistent in her prayer life. Now she never stopped, praying, and she never stopped trying to get justice. She never stopped trying to get justice until she finally got justice. You know, that's what we have to do. We have to never stop. We got to keep going until we get justice. You know, that's just like you doing marketing. If you're not a good salesman and you try to sell something and somebody say no, you just gonna accept that no, and you just gonna walk away. you know. But when you doing marketing and you promote something, if somebody say what you gotta do, you gotta keep on being persuasive for them to purchase anything that you have. And you got to keep on talking that talk, and until they say yes. That's what this widow did. She kept going. She kept going until he gave her a yes. She had to wear him out first. So the widow did this. The story that Jesus was telling his disciples, to never stop praying. Even if you get a no, keep on praying. So, and the Lord has said, listen to what the unjust judge has said. And will not, and will not God bring about justice, for his children who cried out to him day and night? See, the other Israelite also were praying to God. A lot of them is some praying people. There's some praying people. So you had a lot of them was praying to God. So many people was trying to have him to take their case. And he kept turning everyone down, not just the widow. He was turning a lot of people down because he didn't want to take their case. And so for his chosen one who cried out to him day and night will keep putting them out. He kept on putting them on. And guess what? All of them kept on going home praying to God. Kept on praying to God. And I tell you now, he will see that they will get justice and quickly. And quickly. Now, God said, I'm gonna make sure y'all get justice, and I'm gonna make sure y'all get justice quickly. That's what God said. He said He gonna do it quickly. And so because see, all of them was praying to God. And the Son of Man come will be found faith on the earth. So this widow, pursue on this judge, that he could not resist her no more. Persistent prayer, keep us in a communication with God. See, when you keep on praying, you're in communication with God. That means we supposed to pray every day. Now, Dan used to do that 3 times a day. If you got time, do it 3 times a day. I do it twice a day, or sometimes 3. Good. When I'm at work. I got to pray before I go out that door. I got to pray before I go to bed. And sometimes if anything going on where you at, you need to take time, stop, and start praying. So God help us to keep our persistent prayer keep us in communication with God. It help us to keep our requests, with in perspective. So make us consider what we really want God to do. See, God already know what we want, but He just waiting for us the knock on that door. The knock on that door. He want us to be in communication with him. He know what we want already. He just want us to tell him what we want. You know, that's just like our children. We already know what they did. We know what they want. We be waiting for them to do a confession for they can tell us. And that's the same thing here. So what the judge don't know. What the judge don't know. That the people are praying, that God people are praying people. Now God got involved. When so many prayers, go up, you know, the prayers they come down to God. They go up to God, and God had no choice but to come down, and help them and say, it justice gonna be done quickly. So God got involved and said quickly he would take care of their cases. Now she was not on it, the one saying, no, it was all God people. All God people every day, was going to God that he was not taking their cases. They was pleading to God. So Jesus compared God, not with a good man, but with a godly man that emphasized the difference between this unjust judge and the righteous God. See, the righteous God automatically gonna get involved, and try to step out quickly. So now Jesus is showing us, to be persistent in our prayer life. Even if it haven't, come through yet, we got to keep on praying, forever, until it comes. Forever you pray for. Whatever you pray for, even if you don't see it yet, it don't come yet, don't stop praying. Because we see Sarah had stopped praying, and she took matters in her own hands. So I don't want y'all to take matters into your own hands. We're going to keep praying until you see results. So this widow never had stopped praying until she wore him out. Now she wore him out. This man said, "Look, you bothering. I'm not taking care of your case because I care. I'm not taking care of your case because I don't feel God. I'm taking your case because you bothering me, and I need you to not come back no more." And see, that's what he said. I don't need you to come back no more. So this widow never stopped until she wore him out. The unjust didn't want it to take their case, but God said quickly it will be handled. So keep on praying. Never stop. There's power of prayer. There's power in prayer. So that's all the word and news I have for you on today. I'm constantly talking, speaking on prayer. Because you in this storm. We in a storm. And I tell my kids that all the time. You have to start praying. You have to pray. That's the only way we gonna get out of a storm. We ain't gonna get out of a storm just be getting out of it. We gonna get out of a storm by praying, praising our way through. We gonna be like this widow here. They said how many times she went, but they said she kept going and she kept going, and he kept giving her a no. And she kept going home praying, go back the next day, until she got a yes. And we got to keep on praying and keep on praying. This widow was praying. She kept on praying, and Jesus was teaching the disciples, you got to be persistent in your prayer. Even if you get a no, keep on praying. You get another no, just keep on praying until you see results. That's what you have to do. So we talk about this daycare. This little boy was like 1 year old, and he had just started going to the daycare, and he died, and they found amphetamine drug in his system. So I had requests, when the owner had just opened the center in January, and the 1 year had just gone to the center also, you know. So I had requests when you first open up a daycare center, you know, we need we need to have an inspection on it, and then have one every 6 months, have an inspection every 6 months, so and if they find drugs in your house, they have to be prescribed, because we see what happened just now. So we have to have regular services to be doing this inspection. We can't come once a month. We have to do the on a regular basis. Because this dealing with children. It's dealing with children. So that you're gonna have parents who scared to even put their children in nursery. So we got to put a lid on this here, because they gonna wind up shutting these daycare centers down if babies and children constantly be dying in a process. So that's all the word and news I have for you on today. Y'all have a blessed and safe day, and I see y'all on the next video.